Welcome back everybody to Centralized Crypto. My name is Mike. Thank you for joining me here today. We got some things to talk about. I'm still hanging out with Bruce Lee here. Yes, the markets have flipped so fast that I'm still wearing the same shirt. Actually, truth be told, I do often wear the same shirt 2 days in a row because I don't sweat and I'm pretty clean. So yeah, I'm still good. Hanging out with La Planta Corazon. We're happy. We like to see green. We definitely like to see green in the markets. This is good. Toilet paper, dollar bill, hanging out. Birds of a feather flock together, if you catch my drift. Anyways, what's been going on since the last video I put just out late last night? We are starting to head back upwards, guys. Not to say that there still aren't dips in our future, but because obviously there will be dips in our future, but what I'm seeing right now in the 24-hour is good because I'm starting to see some pretty decent percentages in the top 10, particularly Bitcoin bouncing back, looking pretty healthy. I like where we're at, right around $54,000. We certainly have not even come close to dipping below 50,000, so that's good. I do see a lot of chatter in the Telegram channel. Everyone seems to think that, well, not everyone, but quite a few people in there seem to think we're going to head down towards, 40K. I even had one guy saying we're going to hit 38K. Sorry, buddy, don't see that happening. If it does, that is the buying opportunity of a lifetime because you better believe institutional investors will be buying in long before we ever get to that point, which I personally don't think we're going to see subpar 40K Bitcoin in a very long time, if ever. I think it's time to head upwards again, you guys. Like I said, we're going to be bouncing around from red to green in the 1 hour time frame. That's been happening a lot lately. No big deal. It's the 24-hour that I'm pretty happy with, and the recovery I think is on a pretty good trajectory. There are a lot of altcoins that we've been talking on this channel about for a little while that are doing really, really good. In fact, I mentioned Eternity Chain last night in last night's video, and I did say I was a little bit torn between Eternity Chain and TVK. I have yet to increase my holdings in Eternity Chain, and I have not bought TVK yet. I'm still considering what to do with some funds that I would allocate towards either one of these, but I really wish I would have gotten. I just had a feeling that Eternity Chain was going to start pumping, and look, it's pumping. It's up 41.5%, reaching $63. This thing's going to blow through $100 in no time. Highly undervalued. It's hard for me to allocate an investment in something that I was going to potentially invest in before another 40% pump. So this is one of those projects, you guys, where I just don't really know what to do with it right now because it's hard for me to buy at 63 when I could have gotten in at 43. But at the same time, is this the kind of project that's going to keep pumping? So those are hard decisions to make. These are good decisions, but hard decisions. Where I'm sitting at right now, I don't expect a really major pullback anytime in the future, and I'm going to show you why because we're going to go over a number of news articles in a minute here, but please let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Has anybody been exploring Eternity Chain? Has anybody invested in Eternity Chain? I do have a small allocation. I got it at a good price. It was under $30. I'm really glad I did, but I think this thing's going to run. Look, if the bull market returns, this project's going to do well, along with a lot of the other ones, but things are doing good. Let's go take a look, you guys, real quick at Moonswap. Moonswap has done very well since we talked about it on the channel. This one didn't pull back very much when there was a fat pullback. In fact, it was one of the few on my list that was in the green, and it's doing pretty good, up at about 16.5%. We're about $1.40 right now. I still think this is a very undervalued project. Look at the market cap, still under 14 million. This is something that's got some long legs for those NFT guys out there, man. This is a good thing, and still, look at the trading volume, under $1 million. So, like I said before when we talked about this the first time, it doesn't take a lot of trading volume in either direction to affect a project like this. Somebody makes a decent investment into Moonswap, it's going to go up pretty good. If a bunch of people decide to start selling, obviously it's going to drop the price. But look at the 24-hour lower high, $1.18 and $1.60. That's good price action right there, you guys. That's good price action. I love the circulating supply versus the total supply. This is just a great project. I'm liking it more and more and more. In a market like this, it's like we wish we had unlimited funds, but obviously people don't have unlimited funds. I wish I had some fiat to throw at that, but I don't really hang on to much fiat. In fact, I hold about as much fiat in my possession as I do TP. So, that's why we got to pull off the top. So I'm expecting to, on this next bull run that I think this leg that we're heading into, I think we're going to see a major altcoin season. If we can keep Bitcoin kind of moving sideways, or if we can get Bitcoin to have a nice little uptrend again, I think the alts are going to absolutely blow up. And at that point, I will be taking some profits. I will always let you guys know exit strategy type things. A lot of people in the Telegram channel ask about that. So the reason I haven't come across any of those things or made any of those videos for you is because I'm not taking profits right now. I'm kind of in limbo, and I feel like I'm in the right projects. And so when they start to do some 5 to 10xers, I will be taking some off, and I will be sitting it on the side getting ready for the next dip. So that's wise investing, you guys. It's always good to be doing that. But at the same time, you know, if you, in my personal opinion, this is what I think. I think that we're heading into a major alt season pretty soon. So if I was to take money off the table right now at 2 or 3x, I think I'm really shooting myself in the foot from getting the 5 to 8 to 10x and up. So I'm kind of waiting for a while, but believe me, guys, I will be bringing you plenty of information as I come across it. One more thing. Hey, listen, if you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. That means you enjoy the content that we're doing. Just drop me a thumbs up, guys. Takes 2 seconds. I really appreciate it. Helps the channel a lot. It's the only thing I can really ask from you guys. I love my subs. You're helping me grow rapidly. I so appreciate it. Join the Telegram. We're having a great time. And please, if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button, send it to somebody else you know. That's how this channel grows organically. I love it. I love the comments. You guys are great. I appreciate you guys, you know, letting me know that, you know, some of these smaller channels that you're coming across are giving you much more valuable information than the big guys. The big dogs, sometimes they have their own agendas. They're trying to sell courses. They're trying to buy Bit. They're trying to do all this stuff. Nah, we don't do that here. No moon boys here. We're just talking about some normal stuff. So let's get into some of the news. I'm not going to read these articles, you guys. I'm just going to bring them to your attention, and then you can always research them further if you see anything here that you like. But there's a number of articles that, to me, say things are still in the good, even in these 10, 20, 15, whatever % dips that we're having, like we have every once in a while. This is the overall trend. It speaks bullish. I don't know what else to say. First piece of news, NFT craze and institutional money to bring the next 100 million crypto users, says Crypto.com. Okay, as this asset class grows, and it's growing exponentially, it is still on an overall uptrend. People are wanting to invest in cryptocurrency. That's not going to stop, you guys. The retail is going to continue. The institution is going to continue. 100 million new crypto users would be huge, since, I mean, really, it doesn't take much to move this asset class. We're still sitting at under 1.8 trillion. That's nothing in the world of finance. Gold alone has a 10 trillion plus market cap. The United States dollar is 34 plus trillion dollars in debt. We have only scratched the surface. As new users come in, especially with retail, you're going to get overall market trends in an upwards direction. This is good news. This is good news. I'm not going to read the article, but hey, we like what we see. Next piece of news. Bitcoin at inflection point as fiat debasement rises. Soros Fund Management CIO. Investment banker Don Fitzpatrick said the private investment fund is putting money into cryptocurrency infrastructure. Do I even need to go further into this article? The header says it all. If you want to read it for yourself, I strongly recommend you do. Another sign upwards, you guys. Next piece of news. Microsoft rolls out Bitcoin-powered identity platform. Another big piece of news. You guys, identity theft, identity information, people's information is very, very valuable. Obviously, Microsoft sees something out there that it would be able to allow them to roll out a Bitcoin-powered identity platform. Now, should something like this take hold, that just means Microsoft is further deep into the cryptocurrency business than we even think they are, and that's overall bullish. We're talking, you know, huge mega corporations. Basically, everyone's starting to see the light here, you guys, and another good piece of news. So let's talk about this real quick, because this is a topic of a lot of contention right now. XRP. When I first got into crypto, I was hearing about XRP being the banker's coin, and I thought that's the last thing I want to have anything to do with, because if it has anything to do with the banks, then I don't want to have anything to do with it, because that's the whole point of crypto, is to be kind of like our own bank and in control of our own money. But let's just talk about not so much XRP, the asset, because it's totally, you're either for it or against it. There is no middle ground when it comes to XRP. But what's going on with the XRP lawsuit and all of these things, you know, they're trying to call it a security. They're going through court. They're doing all this stuff. If XRP is determined as security, it's not necessarily that the SEC will be targeting individual cryptos after that, which they absolutely could. But just the fear and the speculation alone to the downside of people thinking, oh, okay, well, what coin is next? Remember when they came out with the Chainlink FUD? Some article came out against Chainlink saying Chainlink's next on the SEC. That was total FUD. There was no founded factual information on that whatsoever. But just that's an example of speculation alone. So what's going on with this XRP thing and the SEC is very, very, very important, because whether you root for XRP or not, we want XRP to win this lawsuit. And let me say, if XRP does win this lawsuit and they are deemed not a security and things are going to just kind of shoot in the other direction, it's going to be really good. In fact, XRP itself, I think, would have a massive boom because they're going to be relisting all over the place, and it would just be overall for everybody who's into crypto, who knows and deep dives and beyond the layers and sees what's going on, is going to throw a party. Because I think that's going to kick off a be part of the kickoff of a mega altcoin run, because this is so important. Now, if they do get deemed a security, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I think it would be really bad for XRP, but I think it would be bad for other assets that people would start to speculate who's next on the SEC's hit list. So keep an eye on what's going with this. XRP was one of the only coins in the green a couple days ago when there was nothing but a sea of red. So those things are important. Like I said, whether you like it or not, I don't know. If they get deemed not a security, which is kind of looking like that's where it's going to head towards, I would probably pick up some XRP just based on the speculation of this having a chance to basically kind of blow up. And I'm not interested in what they're doing, but I am interested in making money off cryptocurrency. So that's a good little piece of news to investigate yourself if you're into that kind of stuff. Next piece of news, 5 centralized exchanges supporting the DeFi revolution. Again, not going to read the article. The header alone is enough for me. I will read this article privately, rather. I should say that. I'm just not going to read it out loud because that's a lot of talking. My mouth gets dry. And I need a little bit of water. Okay, so the fact that 5 centralized exchanges, we already know that centralized exchanges are supporting the DeFi revolution because we know that DeFi is going to be big. Mark Cuban has come out talking about DeFi. Now we've got Elon Musk tweeting about DeFi. I mean, you guys, where else can you make money to the tune of 10s or 20s or even sometimes 100% or more even? It's a short amount of time, but if you've got your money sitting in the bank, you're earning what, 2%? That doesn't even cover in toilet paper. Inflation. That doesn't cover inflation. It's basically as valuable as this toilet paper, except you can't wipe your butt with 2% interest. It's nothing. We're being deflated at a far faster rate. So people are going to be looking into DeFi so much more. Obviously, based on the Ethereum chain mostly is what's really running DeFi. I think that will start to spread out across other platforms, possibly Cardano. That would be great because if we can get some cheaper interactions with Ethereum, that would also be another part of the leg of the bull run. But the fact that this is gaining momentum and the fact that even Elon Musk has started to tweet about DeFi, huge news, you guys. These are the kinds of things that offset all of the FUD, all of the things that would drive the market prices down. These are the things you want to see. So when you guys are freaking out, and I know this because I read comments on YouTube videos and I read them in the Telegram chat, and you guys are like, oh my gosh, the sky's falling. Do your research. Don't just research the coins that you're investing in. Research in the news. Cryptocurrency is a very news-heavy, news-driven, to the good or the bad side, industry. So you've got to be able to look around and see what other people are doing. See what big institutions, see what the big money, the corporation value, huge companies are doing, because that's where money flows. And news is a driver in the force. You got to know what's going on in the world here if you're going to be invested, especially if you're going to be going deep and you're looking to do this long term. You got to know what's going on. Another piece of news, just a small piece. Senate move forward next month with Gary Gensler's SEC nomination. This is good. Nobody likes the SEC. Let's be honest. I mean, Elon Musk doesn't like the SEC. Nobody likes him, okay? But I will say this, Gary Gensler as the SEC, the head of the SEC, would be good for crypto because he understands a little bit more about what's going on. I think it would be a lot better than the situation we've had for the past couple of years. So do your own research on this, but these are the kind of things we like to see. We want to see people that are at least not anti Bitcoin and cryptocurrency into these places of power, into the places of government, places like the SEC, and he's definitely one of the guys that we would like to have there, even though he's still, technically the enemy because nobody likes the regulations. Although if they do the right regulations, that could be huge for crypto, because I think that's what a lot of institutional money that hasn't already jumped on board wants to see. They want to see regulations. They want to know their assets are protected. And so we do like that to some degree. Next piece of news. This could be big. Obviously, this is a speculation piece of news, but I would not be surprised, you guys, to see a lot more like this start happening. Is General Motors planning to accept Bitcoin payments? I don't know. Are they? I don't see why they wouldn't. Tesla just did, right? I mean, Mr. Musk, the guy who the market maker, the dude who, man, we're talking about, Tesla, dude, accepting Bitcoin as payments and saying that they're running their own nodes and holding the asset, not turning it back into fiat. So why wouldn't General Motors? Why wouldn't Ford? Why wouldn't all of these other companies, not just car companies? I mean, that's just scratching the surface, you guys. Imagine if Amazon came across this and basically Amazon came out and said, yeah, we're basically, you can pay for your stuff in Bitcoin now or possibly other assets as well, because I'm sure people would rather use things that are cheaper and faster to send than Bitcoin. But the point is that would allow them to be able to get into the Bitcoin game. I mean, imagine how much money Amazon could make if they started taking payments in Bitcoin, you guys. And especially if they decided to run their own nodes and or get into the custody business and start holding the Bitcoin. I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. But believe me, that would be a massive effect on the market. So expect to see more news like this. Expect to see big companies, small companies. Expect when the PayPal merchant payments finally comes out and Visa and MasterCard start laying their platforms and everyone can start using and spending their crypto. You guys, this is what's going to drive. When you see those articles and you hear people talking about, oh, Bitcoin's going to 300K. Bitcoin's going to $500,000. This is the kind of stuff that's going to get us here. This is called mass adoption. If any of you were around in 2017, 2018, 2019, what were we waiting for? What were we talking about? What did we spend so much time watching people's YouTubes about? It was called mass adoption. Okay, now fast forward to 2021. We are living in the age of cryptocurrency mass adoption. So these are the kinds of things that should keep your pockets happy when you see days of red. And these are the kinds of things that should go, it's red. Should I sell? No, you shouldn't sell. You should buy. Not financial advice, guys, but what I'm saying is follow the trends and you'll see it's a good time to be in crypto. Last piece of news, just a small little piece of news, but it's just more stuff that obviously shows where we're going. Why can't I exit that? Sorry, guys. New Zealand retirement fund invests in Bitcoin. Cool. So there's a retirement fund, New Zealand, what is that, the whole country has a retirement fund? Basically what this is saying is governments now, for whatever reason, to whatever capacity, are starting to look into investing in Bitcoin. If they haven't done it already, I think they have. I think we are going to get a massive influx of news in the year 2021 leading into the year 2022. Now, everybody is expecting the bear market. When is the bull run going to be over? When are we going back into the dark days of a 2-3 year bear run? I don't think we're gonna. I just don't think we're gonna. It's not the same as 2017, you guys. It's just not the same. The institutional investment layer has taken hold and is continuing to take hold and is continuing to invest in cryptocurrency. These platforms are going to change everything in the world, every sort of finance, travel, you name it. They are doing things that are basically unstoppable at this point. Does that mean we won't have a bear market? No, we will. It just won't be like what we saw before. I don't think you will ever see Bitcoin retraced to the tune of 80% ever again. It's too limited of an asset. It's too rare. There's not enough Bitcoin to go around. There's not even enough Bitcoin for every millionaire in the world to own a whole Bitcoin. Think about that for a second. Okay, and think about institutions with billions of dollars in cash assets like MicroStrategy has already kicked off the bull run. We haven't even seen the full effects of what Michael Saylor did at when he invited all those corporate buddies. You know, these guys are all buddies, right? They all own planes together. They all go to certain islands and then they do all these things together. You know, the one percenters, they hang out, they talk, they share information. We haven't even seen that start to take hold yet. So as information starts coming out that entire governments, entire countries are starting to put and hold Bitcoin on their asset sheets to counteract the fact that their fiat is in the trash. I mean, we're changing the world, guys. Bitcoin is at the point now where it is on the world stage in a big way, and it only has up to go from there because there's not enough Bitcoin to go around. So, where are we? we're still very, very, very much in the midst of a bull run. We just haven't hit the mega bull run stage yet. And I say yet because I do expect that to happen. I expect it to happen in 2021. Now, of course, when we hit a major bull run, there will be a major pullback. But we're probably looking more to the tune of 30, 40, 50% at the most. And even if we saw a 50% pullback, I don't think we would see that unless we saw Bitcoin hit to about $250,000 mark. And then a lot of people start to organize what they do, and then they organize the dumps, and then Bitcoin pulls back to what, say 125K? That's way more than it is right now, right? So, obviously if you're buying at the height and it pulls back, yeah, it's a little bit scary. But if you hold for the long term, even if we did hit a bear market, you guys, that did last a year or even two or whatever, what's going to happen when the next halving cycle comes around? Well, look at history. We've got, what, 3 of them now? It's going to come back. And it's going to come back in a big way. It's going to make all new all-time highs. I firmly believe, and you guys know I'm a conservative channel, I'm not a bull run speaker, but I firmly believe by the end of next bull run, by the next cycle, the next 4-year halving cycle within the bull run that we're in right now, but comparatively 4 years later, I think you will see $1 million plus Bitcoin. And I think that some of the altcoins that have survived whatever bear run may be coming are going to give you probably even bigger gains, some of which you should either be taking off the table and investing into things like Bitcoin. Everybody should be holding Bitcoin. I came out a few videos ago and was telling you guys, hey, I'm pretty much Bitcoin naked. I don't own any Bitcoin right now. I'm all in alts, but half of that strategy in my alts is to get it back to Bitcoin. So essentially I'm making more Bitcoin. You want to hold it. You want to put it in a safe place. If you're playing with your Bitcoin, it should only be in the hopes of probably potentially making more Bitcoin. If you can turn a half Bitcoin into 3/4 of a Bitcoin by messing with the alts, you're doing really good. And then still allocating some of your portfolio to be able to go in and out of alts and all those things. So we're in a good spot, you guys. Breathe easy. I don't think anyone needs to worry about where we're going. We are still looking good. Bitcoin is climbing as we speak. Market cap is climbing as we speak. If we turn down red again, another buying opportunity. That's all I got to say, guys. Me and the planta, we're out. Peace.